Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood tarot deck is the Nine of Bows and Respect. And when I was thinking about this card today and meditating on it, I was like, yesterday was a down day. You know, there's a lot of boredom going on, but you know what? I respect that. I respect that, you know, we could have those days where, you know, time just doesn't fly, right? It gives us an opportunity to, you know, to look within. And we had the hooded man before that for Vessel's boredom yesterday, okay? And, you know, sometimes we can get into that mode of, you know what, I just don't care. And when we do that, we get into that aspect of, you know, that lethargy. But, you know, I know you, just like me, on your spiritual path, we're not going to let that happen, okay? So this Wildwose, or Woodwose comes out, this wild man comes out of the forest, and he looks you straight in the eye. And he says to you, you could hear it, you know, where's your dedication? Where's your courage? And immediately when he says that, you snap out of this funk, okay? You snap out of this lethargy, this laziness, and you say to yourself, you know what? You're absolutely right. I can't stay in this emotional stagnation. I have to keep moving forward. Now, Bose is all about, you know, fire energy. Yeah, it's all about fire energy. So it's all about passion. It's all about taking that creativity to the next level. All right. And if you can present yourself as, you know, look yourself in the mirror and be humble and forgiving and say, you know what? I had the day off. I need to get back to work. Okay. And, you know, tomorrow's a holiday, so you're not going back to work tomorrow. But, you know, at the same time, you can get back to doing what you need to do, you know, within your home, with your relationship, you know, how you want to move forward with your career. All right. And when you do that, you do so in a humble and forgiving way, right? You look at your past and you say, okay, where can I be better? All right. What can I work on as I'm moving forward? You know, where's that dedication and courage, you know, that this Woodwose is asking you? And, you know, he shows up on the path for you right now to remind you that life isn't always going to be easy. There's going to be some days where you're on an emotional roller coaster, and that's what it seems like it's been like for the last week or two. All right, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. We don't have any, you know, water in the vessels with the 7 of vessels. You know, we got the anxiety with the guardian. Okay, we've got some injustice going on here with the 2 of arrows. All right, the horse is still carrying us, and you know he's kind of been true to his word. Okay, he's been stable. He's been secure in his footing as he's, you know, been carrying you around. And you know, maybe you kind of doze off a little bit because of, you know that he's, you know, the horse is going to carry you to where you need to be. And you know, when this Woodwose comes out, you know, you wake up and you say, all right, you know, I'm looking within, I'm seeing the issues that I have within. I know where I want to be. This is the steps, these are the plans that I want to put in place, all right, to continue my journey forward in this emotional realm that I'm going. I don't want to be, you know, so up and down. I don't want to be on this roller coaster of emotions. I want to just be even keel. All right. And then, you know, when you look back at the past, you look back at your career, you look back at the relationships or anything like that, getting the anxiety and that low vibration energy and then moving into a, you know, hey, I got a new job, you know, everything is exciting, and then everything starts falling off, right? Once it falls off, you need to stay at that steady level. Same thing within a relationship, steady level, right? Understanding a lot of that has to do with communication. Okay, not getting too high, not getting too low, staying equal, and not letting people get to you. All right, not letting, you know, that six of stones, you know, just fell off here not too long ago, the exploitation. Okay, when people see that they can get to you, then they're gonna keep trying to get to you. You know, and as a result of that, you're just gonna become more frustrated. Your emotions are gonna go all over the place. Okay, this Woodwose sees that. He's not like the guardian where, you know, he can smell your fear. He looks at you and says, do you have the respect to move forward? Do you respect yourself to move forward on your emotional journey, on your spiritual journey? Because if you don't respect yourself, he's not going to let you in. You know, he's got an arrow knocked, ready to shoot. Okay? But he's looking you in the eyes. And he's saying, you know, show me your dedication and courage. And you have to do so in a humbling and forgiving way. Yes, Mr. Woodwose, I am ready to move forward. And when you say that, when you look into his eyes, he can tell whether you're pulling the wool over his eyes or you're sincere. Okay? You can't complete your journeys without having some challenges. You can't complete these journeys without some obstacles. And, you know, right now the obstacle is emotional. That's that roller coaster that we're talking about. So, you know, as you start to look within and respect yourself, you have to respect yourself first. Yes, I've been on this high and low. All right? But I want to be even keel. You also don't want to give out too much information to others. You want to keep some stuff to yourself. That way they don't exploit you. Okay? If you don't get exploited, you're going to be on that nice even path. That nice sure path that horse is carrying you. And when you do that, when you treat those challenges with patience and compassion, you show your dedication and courage to the Woodwose. You show him that you're ready to move forward. And you're respectful, not only of the Wildwood and the job that he does, but you're respectful of yourself. Respectful of, you know, not being in the shoes of somebody else. Because until you do their job, right, you don't know what life is like. You may think it's, you know, it's easy. And it possibly could not be. Right? You know, same thing in a relationship. Look at it from another side. You know, that's what the mirror is about in that life lessons card. But when you can take that hooded man approach and look within and see what's going on with you, see where that light's shining, okay, then you can be respectful of that other person in their shoes. Understanding, having compassion for them, having empathy for them, right? And when you do that, when you're humble and forgiving, and you understand where they're coming from, that changes your whole environment. That raises your vibrational level, okay? Because now, instead of a selfish type of attitude, you're a selfless type of attitude, okay? And when you do that, you gain the wisdom, you gain the knowledge, okay? You earn the respect of others that have come before you and after you. Until you know, what do they say? Until you walk a mile in my shoes, you know, don't say anything. You have to understand that those people that are telling you that, saying you don't understand where I've come from. You don't understand the hardships I've gone through, the challenges I've gone through, the obstacles I've gone through to get where I am today. Everybody's journey is going to be different. Some are going to be easy. Some are going to be difficult. Some are going to be even keeled, continuing on my path, going to continue moving forward. And those that are doing that, whether strong or whether weak, you know, they're going to get that respect. Wow, you've made it that far. You know, you can tell your story to others, and people will respond to that story. And you listen to their story, have respect for their story, because they've gone through their own hardships, challenges, obstacles, and triumphs. Celebrate those triumphs, right? And when you do that, when you listen to people and you show them compassion and empathy, you gain respect. You let them know your courage and determination. You see their courage and determination in their story. And that's what this card talks about. This Nine of Bows and respect, this Woodwose. And as you move forward, you gain more inner courage, more dedication, and faith. Faith in the universe, faith in spirit, faith in the Wildwood Tarot. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the Nine of Bows and respect. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, give me a thumbs up. And this is D for a Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, everybody.